Welcome to our podcast, Talking Body with Leah and Lexi. We are so happy. No?
Woo! Alright, that was bad.
I feel like it was exactly what we wanted.
Okay.
I think I'm happy with it.
Okay.
We are really excited about this podcast. We have issues, and we want to talk about them.
We want to talk about them with y'all.
With y'all, because we know that you all have issues too.
Well, we're assuming.
To help us warm up, we thought we would ask each other questions. I guess to introduce the topic of the podcast, we're talking body. What's the podcast to you?
For me, it's a way to work through my insecurities and what I've been struggling with basically my whole life in regards to my body, food, eating, that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
What about you?
Same thing. I want to be able to have a really candid conversation about insecurities and our relationship with food and just our personal experiences with it, and to be able to, it would be awesome to be able to like build a community of women trying to empower each other, and men maybe trying to empower each other, and just like know that we're all in this together, and hopefully learn some stuff along the way as well.
Mm-hmm.
And improve my body image.
Power off.
Yeah. Yep. I completely agree with that.
Thank you.
I'm excited.
Yeah, me too. So first, in relation to our topic, today we wanted to talk about the holidays, and especially like Christmas is coming up. So body image and Christmas time, and like dealing with your relationship with food and all that during the holidays. With that, Lexi, do you have a win or a positive thing from this last week in regards to your body image?
Yeah, I forgot to think of one, but I just thought of one right now. So
Oh, good.
I have a hard time dressing myself. I don't feel like I look good in most things. But there was a skirt I thrifted yesterday that I loved, and I was like, okay, I'm going to wear this tomorrow. So I did, and I feel good in it.
Good. Should we show it off?
Yeah.
Show it.
Fine, stop. Okay, I will.
Wow.
Oh, this is the sweater, not this. Is the
Oh
skirt.
my gosh. Look at that. Pleated, floral, thrifted, high-waisted.
Yep.
You should be proud of that. You look great.
Thank you so much. Feel really good after doing that.
What about something that was hard for you this week?
You might have to give me a minute to think.
Okay.
Do you have a win you want to share?
I actually didn't think of one either. I feel like recently I've gotten a lot more comfortable with, kind of on the same lines as you, with like dressing myself and not really caring if something is flattering or not. Today I'm wearing an oversized cardigan and oversized jeans, and I feel really good, whereas before I would be like so self-conscious that I looked huge in like oversized clothing. So I would say just being able to wear these clothes and feel like confident in myself is a win.
It's also nice to wear like oversized clothes, because I feel like when I wear like tight-fitting clothes, I'm just constantly thinking about what I look like what my body looks like in the clothes. But like when it's just comfy and oversized, I'm not thinking about it at all.
Yeah.
So it's nice.
You get to just like lounge and relax.
Yeah.
It makes me think of in high school. I remember I used to wear these really tight like dresses for game days for basketball, and it was always like tight on my stomach, and then would like whatever, like go out at the bottom, be loose and flowy. And I would always, before sitting, I'd like pull the fabric so that I could sit and it wouldn't get stuck in my fat rolls. And then like the whole time I'd be sitting in class, I'd just be like pulling at it like this,
Thinking about it, like
just so uncomfortable, but like making sure you can't see my rolls, which were non-existent back then in high school. But so you can't think of a hard thing?
I guess I did go to dinner with my husband's family, and I wanted to order something, but I ended up ordering something else based only on what I was thinking about what other people were going to think. So that was kind of a bummer.
Yeah.
I just didn't want them to comment anything, so that's why I did it. So I was protecting myself from that.
Do you think they would have said something?
Mm-hmm. Probably.
That's hard. We were doing a little bit of research into the topic and what we wanted to talk about today, and Lexi found an article about like preparing for the holidays with, what's it called?
With like body image issues, is that what you're...
Yeah.
So we have some tips for holiday gatherings, how you can navigate extended family or your outfits or just anything. Right?
Yeah, we're gonna go through this article and kind of just like share our thoughts on what was said. We agree with some of it. We don't know how we feel about other parts of it, other aspects. But we really are trying to approach this from the mindset of we're not experts in this. We don't like have it down pat. We're not like, okay, we figured it out. Let's share our knowledge with everyone. We're approaching this as like students of this topic and as being in the midst of the journey, still struggling with this, still trying to learn. And so that's how we are approaching this article, and other things that we are going to talk about is just our thoughts as reading it as people who currently struggle with those things.
Yeah, we're not trying to preach to you.
Yeah, we don't want to do that.
Okay, ready for the first one?
Yeah.
Establish boundaries with friends and family and be as open as you are comfortable being about your needs.
I feel like that's way easier said than done, kind of thing.
Yes.
Like, how would you approach that conversation with family? Especially, like, if it's a family gathering with extended, do you announce it to everyone? Or
just what?
Just the people close to you? Like,
yeah, I don't know. Like, when we were talking about it last night, I feel like the only way I would feel comfortable doing this is if it was a general announcement directed at everyone, saying like,
right,
let's not have anyone comment on anyone's plate, like what they're eating or how they look, if they've gained weight or lost weight. Let's just keep it all kind.
Yeah, I could definitely see that being worth it. I feel like a general announcement is a good way to approach it because you're not like singling anyone out. Like, hey, Uncle John, I know that you like to make comments on how much I'm eating. Please don't do that to anyone today. Or I just feel like I'm so interested to see how that would go down in an actual family with extended family setting. Like, do you think people would be on board or not take it seriously?
I think some people would be like bugged by it. Like, why does she need like this special treatment? What's going on?
Yeah.
And maybe even like ask you more about it than what they would have originally. Like, make the problem worse.
Right. Like you planted the thought in there.
Yeah.
So now that's gonna be what they're thinking about.
Like, don't think about elephants. And then you're thinking about an elephant.
Bam! Elephant.
Yeah.
Instant. Yeah, I don't know. That's hard. I can't picture myself actually doing that, honestly. I don't think I would.
I think if I've had problems with someone in the past, I would talk to them personally, maybe.
Yeah.
Would you do that?
I think in reference to my family and extended family, I think I would ask my mom to talk to them.
Okay. Yeah. We love a good mom.
Yeah. Because she is so, like, straightforward and just, like, badass like that.
Yeah.
Like, she wouldn't be afraid to say something and, like, Mama Bear would come out.
Yeah.
So, I think that's what I honestly would end up doing.
You know what? I think everyone should send an email. Just a bunch of emails.
Oh,
to your extended
everyone?
family. Yeah. Just, like, forward it to everybody.
Yeah, that's a good one.
Yeah.
That's how my extended family communicates with each other.
Through email?
Yeah. That's how they, like, announce, like, gatherings and stuff. Like, it's all through email.
It's perfect for you guys then.
Yeah, so maybe I really should. Like, I don't feel like my issues are that. I don't know that I have. I don't think it's something that I feel the need to do.
Yeah.
But it's good advice.
Yeah.
For someone that may have family members that have to say something.
Yeah. If anyone has experience with this, let us know how it went for you. Okay, are you ready for the second one?
Yes.
Okay. Be ready to walk away from a situation that isn't contributing to your body positivity. Well, one, I don't know if I like the term body positivity. So can we say...
Instead of body positivity?
Yeah.
What do you like? Do you like body neutrality or just
I was thinking like your peace, just like your...
I like that.
Okay.
Yeah, anything that's like disrupting your peace of mind.
Yeah.
Don't be afraid to walk away from that situation. If you do have a crazy Uncle Joe or crazy Uncle John, I don't remember what I said the first time.
I don't think it was either of those.
Well, I have both names in my family. So, I'm not talking about them.
Okay.
I'm going to choose a different name.
Okay, go ahead. Take your time. Choose a good name.
Uncle Bob.
Okay.
There's no Bob in my family, so I think I'm safe. If you do have a crazy Uncle Bob who has to comment on like, oh, you're not eating enough, or you should be eating less, or wow, is that your third plate of food already? Like, do have someone that says something. I think it's okay, and this is a good situation to just walk away from it. And especially if you're like, I'm not as comfortable asking people to not make comments like that, so I think it's an important way to kind of like guard your peace and guard your, like, protect yourself.
Yeah.
By just choosing to not engage in the conversation or not like say something, because they want you to say something back.
Yeah.
So
even if it's not directed at you, like if someone's having a conversation about like, oh, I haven't eaten all day, ready to stuff my face, or like, oh, I lost like X amount of pounds, or, you know, any type of conversation that's making you feel uncomfortable, you don't have to participate in it.
Yeah, like you said the other day that you knew someone who was talking about how much they were working out to prepare for Thanksgiving. And I feel like that's a common topic, a common thing that's brought up, or like I hear, like you said, a lot of I haven't eaten today in preparation for the meal. So just not choosing to engage in those conversations and even like offering to change the subject. Or
it's so hard though, like just hearing it. And like I was in the same room as this person. I mean, it was a small house, like I couldn't go anywhere else, you know?
Yeah.
It's just hard to escape it, or like let negative thoughts come into your head when you hear stuff like that.
Because it's frustrating, because it's like, well, I didn't work out every single day preparing for Thanksgiving, so does that mean I didn't earn Thanksgiving? Does that mean that I'm like a crappy person because I didn't, like, I just don't like the idea that it puts out and how that would reflect, like, cause other people to reflect on their own choices.
Why do you think they're saying that? Are they looking for, like, validation, or, like, what are they needing from telling people that, you know?
Yeah, I think it's a good question. I feel like it's probably stems from insecurity of them. I struggle with this too, wanting people to see you as athletic and healthy, and like making sure it's at the forefront of people's minds that I care about what I'm eating, and I'm not just gonna eat a huge meal just because, but I've like prepared my body to, in a sense, not be affected by a huge meal, like knowing I'm gonna gain weight from it or whatever. I think it's an insecurity thing, just wanting people to, I feel like I'm rambling.
No, you're good.
Just wanting people to,
I'm like
20 minutes later.
And that's how my grandma won the 2023
chili cook-off.
Whoa, okay. And thanks for watching.
Yep, that's our podcast, everybody. Thank you. Yeah, I think that's my answer. I feel like it stems from insecurity and wanting people to perceive you as healthy and mindful. And not just someone that's just gonna willy-nilly eat a huge meal and not put any thought into it.
Do you think it might also be like someone is looking to have someone else say, oh yeah, I did the same thing, like make it okay? I haven't eaten all day. I hope someone else did this too, so I feel more comfortable, so I'm gonna like just say it and see if anyone, I don't know.
Yeah.
Does that make sense?
Yeah, I get what you're saying. I could see that too, or wanting it to be like if that's who that person really is and that's what they feel like they need to do, then they probably do want to feel like
Validated. That's the word I'm looking for.
Yeah. They want it to be like, wow, that's so cool, or I did the same thing, like we're gonna have the best Thanksgiving ever because we both did this crazy thing together. I think that's definitely something that could cross their mind as well.
Sometimes setting boundaries and explaining that people's hurtful words are causing pain won't help, and that could be because the situation isn't actually about you. Critical people tend to be unhappy with themselves. That doesn't mean their words should be excused. It just means that you might have to take a different approach. We can't always change or influence those around us, especially in the short term, but we can cultivate our own self-awareness that those around us might be projecting their own anxiety and body image issues onto us.
This is something that I've thought a lot about over the years, and how I project my insecurities onto other people. Even just like subconsciously, if I see someone that is wearing a tank top and really short shorts, and I could be like in my head like, oh, I would never wear that. But that's not a reflection of them and like how they look.
Like, she should feel uncomfortable in that.
Yeah.
She probably feels uncomfortable or something.
Yeah, like, my thighs rub together, and I get really bad chub rub when I wear shorts and stuff, and, like, I'm self-conscious of my arms, and so if I see someone, it's not that they look bad in something, I'm just like, oh my gosh, I would never wear that. Like, that's so, how is she not uncomfy wearing that? And I don't know if that makes sense, but it's, like, me projecting my insecurities of like, I wouldn't feel comfortable wearing shorts because I'm self-conscious of my thighs. I wouldn't be comfortable wearing a tank top because of my arms. Like, it's a very clear projection of like what I'm insecure about, and I'm putting that on someone else. And so I think that I really like what it says about that, because at holiday meals, when someone says, oh, that's all you're eating, they're probably insecure about how much they're eating. Like, they recognize, dang, I wish I could just eat one plate of food and be done.
Yeah, and that's all they're thinking about too. Like, if they're commenting on what you're eating, it's just like, that's what they're thinking about. It's
true. It's like,
sad.
That's in their head.
Yeah.
That's true. That's a good point.
Is it, or is it dumb? After I said I felt dumb.
No,
They're thinking about it.
I'm
just trying to add.
You're trying to be all dramatic. We need music. Where's the music?
Yeah.
I think you're absolutely right, and it's a good point, one I didn't think of. Like, if someone is commenting on how much you're eating, that means they're paying attention to how much you're eating, and that's weird.
It's so weird.
Yeah.
When you think about it.
Yeah.
And then think about how much they're focused on what they're eating themselves, if they feel like they need to comment on what you're eating too, you know?
Yeah, I really like that.
Okay, this one says, remember that there is no good food or bad food.
This one is so hard for me, because we know that there's food that our body reacts to better, and that, like, is, I don't want to say cleaner, because it's a buzzword, but is, like, cleaner ingredients, or...
Well, like a banana.
Yeah, a banana
like
versus a chocolate bar or something. Yeah. So, like, we know that there's clear differences between foods. So how do you take the morality out of, I want to eat to fuel my body and to, like, feel good and be nutritious, without it being, but then I feel like crap, or like I'm a terrible person when I don't. That's what I really struggle with. I don't know how to, I feel like it's so hard.
Yeah. Well, this said, from reading it last night, it's all food is fuel, and then also, like, moderation and everything. Like, if you were to eat, I said this last night, if you were to eat, like, a ton of chicken, you'd feel crappy after.
Yeah.
You know, like, if you eat a ton of anything, you're gonna feel like garbage.
Right.
But it is hard to, like, take the bad out of the sweets and desserts and stuff. That's hard. It's like a reward to me.
Sweets.
Yeah.
Yeah. Has it always been like that?
I think so. Like, that's how I grew up with, like, dessert. Like, after dinner, if we finished all our food, we got a reward, like a treat, you know? Like, you had to earn it. So that's kind of how I've framed sweets, is like something special.
And I feel like that's so common. Like, that's such a normal thing for moms and dads and parents in general to do.
Bribing kids with treats.
Yeah, if you eat all your broccoli, then you can have some ice cream.
And it gives that food so much more power than it should have.
Yeah, I really like that, because you didn't do anything to earn the dinner.
Yeah.
But you get this amazing reward that's so, like, uncommon for you. It puts it up on a pedestal of, like,
it's
this
like
is
the focus of dinner.
Yeah.
It's dessert. Where's dessert? I'm still obsessed with dessert, honestly. Like, where's dessert, Mom?
If there's no dessert after dinner and I'm, like, at someone's house, I'm genuinely upset.
Where's my reward? I just ate this food you gave me.
What's even the point? If there's no dessert, why did I even come?
Where's my prize? Okay, should I just read this paragraph?
Yeah.
Our diet-centered culture has delineated which foods are, did I say that word right? Delineated which foods are good and bad, creating a moral value system which can often solicit shame and guilt when we have not followed the rules or when we perceive that we have stepped out of line. The labels and moral judgments can quickly lead us to internalize the negative value we have assigned to our food.
I just want to know how to fix that.
Mm-hmm.
Like, how do I stop?
Mm-hmm.
Because it's so ingrained in me
Mm-hmm.
to, like, I have dessert on a pedestal and I'm obsessed with sweets. And one thing we talked about last night was everything has nutrients in it.
Yeah.
Going along the all food is fuel thing. Everything has nutrients. So even if you're eating a brownie, you're still getting protein, carbs, fats, micronutrients. You're still getting all the things. It's just a different ratio versus like chicken is going to be straight protein, very low carb, but it's still the same, like, broken down protein is protein no matter what food they're in. Mm-hmm. And so I like that a lot. I like that idea. Like, we just ate pizza and we still got, like, we're full from it. We feel good. We're still, like, we still got nutrients.
It was free.
It was free. I got an emergency free pizza from Domino's. And today was an emergency.
And it was
we
good.
were hungry. It was so good. The crust. Oh my gosh. What did they do to that thing?
Yes.
It's so good.
Everyone's gonna go buy a Domino's.
Today's episode is sponsored by
Domino's.
Yeah, that would be my only thought on that, is I understand the concept, but I just don't know how to break free from the mindset.
Well, I sent you that TikTok last night, and it was like, you should eat when you have, like, a craving, or, like, when you need food, you should eat. Don't, what's the word? When you don't let yourself eat.
Restrict.
Don't, like, restrict your calories or when you eat. And then she was, like, doing a skit, so she was like, but if I don't restrict, I will just eat sweets all day long. And the other person was like, well, yeah, because you've been restricting for so long. Once you give your body what you need in the moment, then it will realize, like, it will slowly start to realize what it actually needs and, like, kind of balance itself out.
Yeah.
Does that make sense?
Yeah.
That's what I got from it, at least.
Yeah. No, it's a process that takes time.
Yeah.
And a lot of, like, listening and letting your body tell you what it needs. Mm-hmm. Which can also be hard and not apply to everyone because of different, like, ailments. Like, my body is insulin resistant, so I respond to carbs differently. And people who are diabetic, it's like, how do you eat intuitively when you have these small types of restriction? But I think it's just so individual. I don't know.
Yeah, I've never thought of that in terms of, like, being diabetic or something like that.
Yeah.
So do you not agree with, like, intuitive eating?
I love intuitive eating as a concept, and I think it would be amazing I don't feel like I'm there, so it would be amazing to get to a point where for the rest of my life, I'm just eating and I'm not thinking about it. And it's a good balance of nutritious versus sweets or, like, really high sweet foods.
Yeah.
I just struggle with it because of being insulin resistant, and I'm pre-diabetic as well. So it's really hard for me to eat intuitively, but I want to be able to, and I want to figure out how to be able to do that with my specific body.
Right. I wonder if we could do a whole episode on that.
I think definitely.
Yeah.
Write it down.
Okay.
We just took, like, a 10-minute break.
You gotta get back into the flow. Okay, be kind and compassionate with yourself while you navigate difficult food situations.
I like that one. We kind of talked about last night, like, through all of this, it's important to be aware that it's going to take time to overcome these issues. And, yeah, you need to love yourself through the process and not be mad that you're not where you want to be yet.
Yeah. I'm so hard on myself with everything.
You
That's
are.
something I need to work on, but...
Why do you think that is?
I don't know. I really don't know. No one was, like... My parents weren't, like, super hard on me or anything.
Yeah. So it's just pressure you put on yourself for some reason. You need to stop that.
Especially, like, socially.
Yeah.
I just beat myself up. Okay, should we do the next one?
Sure.
Okay, remember that you don't have to cope with your relationship with food and your body alone. It's important to have a support system you can trust year round, like a therapist, dietitian, or trusted friend or family.
Yeah, I like that.
I mean, I have not talked about this to anyone except for you and my husband.
Same.
Yeah.
You and my boyfriend, yeah.
Yeah.
It does feel really good to be able to talk about it, though. And we experience different sides of it, too. You've talked about how you don't want people to, like, comment on being thin and, like, anything in relation to, like, that aspect of your body size.
Yeah.
And I'm on the other side of the spectrum where I'm very insecure about being too big and, like, feeling constantly like I'm trying to prove to others that I'm healthy, and like, I want people to comment on, like, oh, you look thinner, or you look like you've lost weight. Like, I want that.
Mm-hmm.
So it's really interesting. We went to the same high school, junior high, but had completely different experiences, but still in the same realm of body issues and poor relationship with food and, like, how we navigate the world because of that.
Yeah.
It's really interesting.
Yeah. I think that's probably the case for most of the girls that we know. I bet they all have struggled in some way. And it's so nice, like, knowing that someone else has struggled with this, you know?
Yeah.
It's been really nice talking to you about it.
Yeah, I agree. And just feeling like I'm not crazy. Not that I ever felt crazy, but just, I guess just, like, not feeling alone in it.
It's comforting.
Yeah, because you don't really talk about this in high school. Like, you're almost ashamed.
We were all, like, struggling silently.
Yeah.
It's so sad to think about.
We should have just talked to each other,
Yeah.
but like, I just thought I was alone, and everyone else was, like, super confident.
Fine.
And, yeah. And I was the only one that hated my body.
Yeah.
Which,
Nope.
there was some crazy stat you read last night. Do you remember what that was?
90% of women are not satisfied with their body.
Yeah, and then 85% of men.
Mm-hmm.
That's too many people.
It's so sad.
Yeah.
Like, we're all just wanting to look different.
Yeah.
It's so sad.
Yeah.
None of us are content.
Yeah, and it's like, what is this, like, ideal body that we're all that nobody has that we're trying to get to? And why?
Yeah. Social media.
Yeah, social media, the photoshopping, the Facetune. There's actually, you see that really amplified in Love Island, because the people who are cast on the show are cast because
they're hot.
They're hot. And these people who are on the show, it's one of the reasons I love it. You realize that, like, they have it all. Like, some of them have... There's one girl that was on Love Island Games, and she's like, I have a plastic nose, I have a plastic butt, I have plastic boobs.
Really?
Like, yeah. Like, everything about her was surgically done. And she was just, like, proud of that, like, calling herself a Barbie. But these people who have paid so much money to get the ideal body and look a certain way, are still unhappy and still incredibly insecure, and they still are just trying to feel accepted and loved, and when they get rejected on the show, they're still feeling that same deep pain that everyone feels.
Mm-hmm. I think even maybe on a more intense level, I think because they've probably grown up, they've probably been told they look pretty their whole life, and, like, that's where they get their validation and stuff. So, like, when someone rejects them, like, it's because of their body, and they need to go and, like, change it, you know?
Yeah. And it's also, when they get complimented, that just has to hurt a little bit. Like, this one girl...
Like, on the show, specifically?
Yeah. Like, well, people that have had surgery, like, gotten enhancements.
Oh.
I feel like getting a compliment, like, one girl that was on Love Island USA, and then she came back for Love Island Games, you could tell she had some work done to her face.
Mm-hmm.
And everyone was like, oh, you're so beautiful.
Yeah.
And I just feel like, wouldn't that kind of hurt a little bit? Because it's like, yeah, because I got my face surgically. They don't actually think I'm beautiful. They think what I had. Does that make sense, or do I sound...
Definitely. No, I think that's the same concept with when people lose weight and someone gives them a compliment. It's almost like, oh, well, like, I didn't look good before, you know?
Yeah. Yeah,
thing.
like a backhanded compliment
Mhm.
almost. Yeah, exactly. Exactly. Like it has to not feel good.
Yeah, Love Island. We could do a whole episode on it. We could like review some episodes. That would be fun.
We should.
know.
I love Love Island. I'm obsessed with it, especially when it's actively on and you get an episode every night.
Is it on right now?
No,
Oh,
it
sorry.
just ended.
I've never gotten into like watching it every night.
I tried to get you to.
Yeah, you begged me. Hunter doesn't want to watch it though.
Is that the end of the article?
Yeah.
I like it. I think it gives you some stuff to think about in preparation for the holidays. Christmas coming up. Lexi's Christmas sweater.
Mm-hmm. There it is.
Stand up.
Again? It looks the same as it did.
Well, last time we looked at your skirt. Now we have to look
No,
at...
I'm not standing up again. You stand up. You got a cute sweater on.
No, I'm okay. How do you feel like going into Christmas celebrations now? Like after reading that, what are your thoughts?
I'm excited. I feel like maybe since we talked about it, it might be on the forefront of my mind and it might make it worse.
I was thinking
so, sorry if we like triggered anything for y'all.
Oh, shoot.
We weren't trying to do that.
No, not at all. Just, we know holidays are hard for people and like in relation to this topic.
Mm-hmm.
And I was thinking the same thing, like, I'm going to be looking for things now that I've, like, we've done a whole podcast episode about it. It's definitely going to be on my mind. I'll be noticing, like, comments that people make.
But that will be good, too, for future episodes.
Content.
Yeah. We will suffer for you for content.
Yeah. Thank you guys for listening.
Thank you.
We had fun.
It was very fun.
Yep. And we'll see you next week.
Bye.
Bye.
If you're talking about it,
Then next see.